Live from the NBC6 studios, this is South Florida Today.
Are you tired of sitting in traffic both to and from work each and every day? Or perhaps there's a street in your neighborhood that could use a speed bump. Or maybe you're just tired of the traffic construction altogether. Well, don't you wish you could tell county planning officials where the problems are and how they should fix them? Well, you can. The Miami-Dade County Metropolitan Planning Organization is in the process of putting together its 5- and 30-year plans. And officials want to hear from you. Yes, you. Joining me now is Wilson Fernandez with the MPO Citizen Advisory Committee. First off, Wilson, tell me exactly what the MPO is.
Well, the MPO is the governing body on transportation policy. It's a 22-member board and consists of the 13 county commissioners along with municipal representatives and a representative from the Miami-Dade Expressway Authority, school board, and a gubernatorial appointee.
And you have something coming up where you really want to hear from people, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
We're in the midst of preparing our transportation improvement program, which is our short-range 5-year plan, and we have an annual interactive meeting which to encourage public participation in the planning process. And as you mentioned about suggestions and so forth, and we're holding this on Wednesday, March the 23rd at 5:30 p.m. at the Stephen P. Clark Center, downtown Miami, 111 Northwest 1st Street at the Commission Chamber. And this will be televised, and we call it interactive because you have the ability to phone in, email in, fax in comments, suggestions, questions, and they may be addressed live on the air.
Oh, that's fantastic. So people can't just sit back and say, oh, you know, we got these problems and no one's doing anything about them. They really have a voice this time around. They can sound off.
Yes, we've brought this now to the point that you could be sitting in your living room in your favorite chair and you can still participate in transportation planning. Fantastic.
What are some of the projects that are currently on the table?
Well, we have a whole host, as you could see on the roadways. The MPO really is in charge with transportation policy making through our transportation partners, which include the Florida Department of Transportation, the Turnpike, our airports and seaports, and our transit agency along with Public Works are the ones that implement these policies and are really where the rubber hits the road, so to speak, in the transportation business. So this is more of a long range because it does take time from concept and planning to implementation.
So the things that are discussed in the meeting and the ideas that people throw out and suggestions, you won't see them immediately?
It depends on the suggestion.
Okay.
But generally it does take its time to implement some of these things, but it's better to start now than to never start planning for these items.
In general, when you've had meetings in the past, do people give their input?
We've had successful, I think one of our more successful transportation outreaches where when we go to the people, where the people are, instead of having the people come to us. I think that the traditional notion people will come out in their evenings and their daily activities to come out, it's very difficult, and understandably so. So we try to make it as comfortable, easy as possible to participate with this interactive meeting, and we also go to various events in Miami-Dade County that we can in order to gain that input.
How important is this issue to, I guess, even the quality of life here in South Florida and Miami-Dade?
Yes, well, this has become a hot topic and issue as congestion is getting worse and worse and affecting our daily lives more and more so, and it has become to the forefront. As you know, Miami-Dade County passed a dedicated funding source for transit several years ago, and I think really it passed overwhelmingly that folks are just tired of being in congestion, and hopefully there's a future that provides not a congestion-free, but provides folks options.
Okay. Anything in the way of more and better public transit?
Absolutely. That's part of our plans, both on the short range and on the long range side. Typically the transit projects of the major capital or heavy infrastructure take a little bit of time, but we have the transit agency has implemented many of the service improvements through buses immediately since the passage of the half-penny.
If folks are sitting home right now and saying, oh, I don't know if I want to do that, why would you encourage them to get out there and be heard?
Well, as you said, there's a lot of complaints. Everybody always talks, I'm in the industry, and anytime they know, they kind of catch me for half an hour and tell me their thoughts. And this is to take it a little bit broader and so get the comments and suggestions from a broader range of folks and having to participate. So it is important. It takes its time, but I think with down the road, we can make a dent on this problem.
Fantastic. Wilson Fernandez, we so appreciate you coming in. A very important forum, and if you would like more information about the interactive meeting, just call 305-375-4507, or if you'd like, you can simply log on to NBC6.net and click on South Florida Today, and we'll give you more information. Get out there and be heard. Well, let's get over to Bob, because I think spring has sprung.